Top on the brief this morning is the approval of a proposed national budget of 47.9 trillion naira for the 2025 fiscal year. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Mr. Atiku Bagudu, disclosed this on Thursday while briefing State House correspondent after the FEC meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu. This was actually part of the medium-term expenditure framework for 2025 to 2027 and in line with the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2007.
Included parameters for the 2025-2027 medium-term fiscal framework, which include an oil price benchmark of $75 a barrel for 2025, oil production of 2.06 million barrels a day, as well as an exchange rate of 1,400 naira to a dollar, and GDP growth of 4.6%. And equally, the fiscal objectives were conservative because we want to ensure that we steady the course much as we believe the projections will be exceeded. The budget size that was approved for presentation to the National Assembly in the MTEP is 47.9 trillion, with new borrowings of 9.22 trillion to finance the budget deficit in 2025.
Quite an ambitious budget. Let's move on now. President Bola Tinubu has appointed Daniel Bwala as his special advisor on media and public communications. Bwala, whose appointment was contained in a statement by the presidential spokesman Bayo Nanuga, worked as a spokesperson for the PDP and the presidential team in 2023 election, which Tinubu beat the PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar and others to emerge as president. The president also appointed Olawale Olokpada as the Director General of the National Sports Commission, Abishoye Fagade as the Director General of the National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism, and Adebowale Dedokun as the Director General of the Bureau of Public Procurement. Ahead of Saturday's governorship election, which is tomorrow in Ondo State, the Inspector General of Police, Kaide Betokun, has banned security aides and escorts from accompanying VIPs into polling booths and collation centers. The first public relations officer, Mr. Lumuyua Adejobi, issued a statement noting that the IGP also ordered the restriction of all movement on roads, waterways, and other means of transportation from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., except for essential service personnel such as ambulances, media officials, and fire service personnel. Governor Monday Okpebolo of Edo State has ordered the freezing of all state-owned bank accounts with immediate effect until further notice. Governor Okpebolo also warned commercial banks, heads of ministries, departments, and agencies to comply with the order immediately without any delay or face severe punishment. This was contained or disclosed by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Fred Itwa, in a statement. And the troops of the 6th Brigade of Nigerian Army and Sector 3 Operational Wellstroke have repelled a reprisal attack launched by armed assailants on Chachanji village in Takum local government area of Taraba State. The incident is sequel to earlier arrest of 12 suspected bandits and the seizure of 14 motorcycles and locally fabricated pistols during coordinated operations by troops on November the 9th. Acting promptly on received intelligence, troops of 6th Brigade executed a counter-operation engaging the bandits, who were then compelled to retreat into the surrounding bushes. In business news, the NNPCL says it has reached the mark of 1.8 million barrels per day of crude oil production. NNPCL also stated that it is set to hit the 2 million barrels per day target set by the president by December this year, and revealed that it is now producing 7.4 million standard cubic feet of gas to power gas infrastructure. Let's head out now to the international scene, where in DR Congo, Festival for Peace has been called off for security reasons. An international festival promoting peace that was due to take place in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It has been called off for reasons organizers have stated has to do with insecurity. The Amani Festival, which attracts international and Congolese musicians and whose name means peace in Swahili, was due to hold its 10th annual event in the city of Goma from Thursday to Sunday. Security forces in the DRC have since 2021 been battling with the M23, a largely Tutsi militia group that has seized large areas of territory in the country's southeast. And on sports news, the Super Eagles have qualified for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations despite having one game left in the race to the competition. Arsenal Guavon's men earned a 1-1 draw against Benin Republic on Thursday night after Victor Osimhen's late strike salvaged a point. Oh boy, that was quite a match yesterday. I was literally on the edge, like, what is going on? These guys, did they have a briefing? Or they planted something in our dressing room to know our strategy? I do not know. But hey, those are the stories we've been tracking in the last, say, 24 hours.